Hi students, in this video we're going to talk about how to find the surface area of some of the solids we have seen. So let's get started. First, the big idea is we just need to calculate the area of each face and then add all the faces together. So here's some definitions. Surface area is the area of the outside of a 3D object. So out of all the nets things we have learned, basically we're talking about the area of the nets. That's the surface area of a 3D object. In order to find it, we find the area of each of the faces and then add them all up. So now let's look at the first example. How many sides does this object have? This is a rectangular prism or like a box. So we have a front, a back, a left, a front, a back, a left, a right, up, and a bottom. The top and the bottom. So in total, we have 6 sides, which means we need to actually add all 6 together. Find the area of each side. So first we have this one in the front, this one in the front. That is going to be the 8 and the 20. So 8 times 20, that gives us 160. That's one of them. And then we have this one on the top. So 6, we already know one side. This side is the same as the bottom. So that's got to be 6, 20, 120. So that's number 2. That's number 1. And then we have this one on the right. So let's call that number 3. So for number 3, we have, that is going to be 6 because it's the same as this one on the left, 6. And we have this basically a height, which is the same as the left as well. So times 8, that gives us 48. And something you must be careful or pay attention to is each of the face we calculated, they have another one that's to the opposite of them. So like this one is in the front, you have one on the back. So basically that means we need to multiply that by 2. So in order to calculate the surface area, it's going to be 160. Everything needs to be multiplied by 2. So it's 160 times 2 plus 120, which is the top. Now we have a bottom, so times 2. Then plus this 48, which is the right. We also have a left. 48 times 2. Then we just need to add them together. 160 times 2, that's 320. 120 times 2, that's 240. Add together, that's 460. Then add the 48 times 2, which is 96. So 460 plus 96, that's going to be 552. Don't forget a unit, which is inch square. As for the formula, since in a rectangular prism, we're always going to be given a length, width, and a height. So basically, we need to multiply length and width together, width, height together, length times height, but everything needs to be multiplied by 2. So that is a formula. Okay, that's the first example. Now second, we have a rectangular pyramid. That's a pyramid shape. The bottom is a rectangle, or in this case, a square. No matter what, that's the shape. And we have 4 triangles up. We have this triangle, the one on the right, and the one on the left that we couldn't quite see. And then we also have this bottom, which is a square. So we have 5 sides in this shape. Now we're going to calculate each. So for the bottom, that one, let's call that 1, bottom. So the bottom square is going to be 25, which is 625. Then we have this triangle shape. All 4 of them, they're the same. We have this triangle. The base is 25. The height is right here, which is given as 32. We got 1/2. That's basically 16 times 25, which is 400. But don't forget, we have 4 of them. We have front, well, a left, a right that we can actually see, and the left and the right on the back. So basically that needs to be multiplied by 4. So we have 625 plus the 400 times 4, which is 1600, plus the 625, that's 2225. And don't forget a unit, which is feet square. As for the formula for this one, there isn't exactly a formula, but what you can do is make sure you calculate each of the sides and just know it's going to be a square on the bottom, and then you have 4 triangles. Next, we have a triangular prism. First, let's start with how many sides does this have. So we have a top and a bottom, which is the same, so that's 2 sides. One that we can see right now on the front, then we have one on the back to the left, and then one on the right to the back. So basically you have 5 sides in total. Next, find the area for each. So we have this one on the top, which is the triangle. It's the same as the one on the bottom. We need to use the base, which is 8.7, times the height, which is 267, times 1/2. That actually gives us 11.6145. And don't forget, we have a top and a bottom, so that needs to be multiplied by 2 later. Next, we have this face on the front, which is right here. That's going to be 8.3, which is right here, times 4.3. And that gives us 35.69. And then we have the side on the right, which is right here. You can see, which is right there. That's the size on the right. 4.3 times 2.8. And that would give us 12.04. Then we still have one more, which is this one on the back, but it's to the left. So we have that side as 8.7 times. We have this height, which is 4.3. Multiply them together, that gives us 37.41. That's all the sizes. Just this one is going to have 2 because it has a top and bottom. That's why we multiply by 2. Now we need to calculate the surface area. So it's going to be 11.6145 times 2. Then we add another one, 35.69. Then we add 12.04. And we add 37.41. Add them together, that should give you 108.369. Don't forget a unit, which is centimeter squared. And that would be surface area.